FA chief Gordon Taylor disappointed with Luis Suarez over bite. From April 21st, 2013, Professional Footballers Association chief executive Gordon Taylor expressed his disappointment with Luis Suarez after he grabbed the headlines on Sunday. The Liverpool striker appeared to bite the arm of Chelsea's Branislav Ivanovic during the Sky Live clash at Anfield before going on to score a 97-minute equaliser. It was not good to see that, to say the least. It was unacceptable, he told Sky Sports News. His reputation for controversy continues to increase when he can be such a good player, one of the world's best, so it's a real dilemma now. It's uncalled for, it's not good, it's depressing. It's such a shame for a player who's a really good footballer, but this is not the first time that such things have happened, which is true. I know it's a really difficult one for Liverpool, and the FA are going to have to deal with it. There's physical contact, emotions run high, but no matter what, players these days have to be considered as role models for youngsters. Coming back onto that point, Suarez is one of 6 nominees for the PFA Player of the Year award, which will be announced next Sunday. But Taylor is concerned that the 26-year-old keeps making the headlines for the wrong reasons. He added, "It was such a good game, great comeback, but this will take all the headlines." As we know with the parasitic media already, they'll rather focus on the negative than the positive of a great game. But carrying on, it doesn't make it better when things have happened before and they're repeated again. You begin to wonder, is he going to learn his lesson? Because when his football shines through, he's so highly regarded, so it's just a big shame. Now we're gonna come back onto that, because FA to reveal Luis Suarez biting Branislav Ivanovic on April 21st, 2013. The Football Association said it will review match footage that appears to show Luis Suarez biting Chelsea defender Branislav Ivanovic. The Uruguayan striker, who went on to score the 97-minute equaliser, tangled with Ivanovic during the second half of the Sky Live Premier League clash at Anfield, which finished 2-2. No action was taken at the time by referee Kevin Friend, and both managers, Brendan Rodgers and Rafa Benitez, said they would have to review the incident before commenting. Rodgers told Sky Sports, "I hear all sorts of what supposedly happened, but I'll go away, review it and comment later. We'll go away and speak to the owners, Fenway Sports Group, FSG, and take it from there." People have to accept it when they do wrong. If that's the case, they have to accept the consequences accordingly. It's disappointing that we are not talking about the football. In 2010, Suarez was banned for 7 matches for biting an opponent whilst playing for Ajax against PSV Eindhoven in the Eredivisie. Now, that ended up as one of his last games. As basically his last game for Ajax, but a lot of people were quick to bring that up.
I need to stop you for just a second, because I want to ask, why is the Gman laughing and looking like he's about to start crying?
No, because every time someone mentions that, I just think about the news reports of Suarez. They don't even have to slow it down to show you when he tries to munch Ivanovic here, because he just slows it down himself. He just
oh my god!
Wow!
Oh my god! You know what? Yeah, in honor of Suarez, in honor of the bite,
yes,
not trying to make light of it, but this is a throwback for you.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah. Street Fighter 2 Turbo Blanco. But anyway, there is a serious issue behind. There is a legitimately serious issue behind this. Now, I'm going to let that track carry on, actually. Suarez apologises for inexcusable behaviour after Ivanovic's bite. For 21st of April 2013, Luis Suarez has taken to Twitter to apologise for biting Branislav Ivanovic during Liverpool's 2-2 draw with Chelsea at Anfield. Liverpool Football Club has the following response to the incident that occurred during the game at Anfield. Luis Suarez said, and I quote, "I am deeply sorry for my inexcusable behaviour earlier today during our match against Chelsea. I have issued an apology and have tried to contact Branislav Ivanovic to speak to him personally. I apologise also to my manager, playing colleagues, and everyone at Liverpool Football Club for letting them down." As you should be apologising, but I'll get into that in a sec. The club's managing director Ian Ayre commented, "Louis has made an unreserved apology for his actions today. His behaviour is not befitting of any player wearing the Liverpool shirt, and Louis is aware that he has let himself and everyone associated with the club down. We will deal with the matter internally and await any action from the FA." Brendan Rodgers added, "Having reviewed the video footage and spoken to Louis, his behaviour is unacceptable and I've made him aware of this." Now, Liverpool fined Luis Suarez today, Monday, April 22nd, 2013, because Luis Suarez was fined by Liverpool for biting Chelsea's Branislav Ivanovic, with the money going to a Hillsborough charity group. The Football Association is expected to investigate the shocking incident that occurred in the second half of the 2-2 draw between Chelsea and Liverpool at Anfield. And basically, the Uruguay star says Liverpool fined him an undisclosed sum, and Liverpool actually confirmed that via LiverpoolFC.com. And Suarez has asked the club to give the money to the Hillsborough Family Support Group, which since May 1989 has been fighting for justice for the victims of the tragedy that resulted in the deaths of 96 Liverpool fans. Suarez wrote on Twitter, "For my unacceptable behaviour yesterday, the club has fined me today. I have asked the club to donate the money to the Hillsborough Family Support Group for the inconvenience I have created to the Liverpool fans and to Ivanovic." Meanwhile, PFA Chief Executive Gordon Taylor says the organisation will offer its counselling services to the club and the player in an attempt to curb Suarez's apparent anger issues. "There is no doubt in his football ability, and that's why it's so disappointing and embarrassing when he lets himself down," Taylor has said. "We have to work hard on anger management now. We have trained counsellors in this field, and we will be offering their services to Liverpool and the player to try and improve matters." A lot to take in there. Now, what I will say is this, and I said it to you guys on WhatsApp. I've said it via Twitter. To me, disgraceful, embarrassing, and that's just to the club, let alone to Suarez himself. He's let himself down, he's let his wife down, he's let his family down, he's let his daughter Delphina down as well. It's one of them ones. His daughter's gonna obviously going to see that when she grows up, and it's gonna be like, it's one of them ones that's gonna be obviously a very embarrassing moment. Now, it's one of them ones where for me, there's no excuse for it. Why you would? It's like last week with the Newcastle fan who punched a horse in the face. Why would you do it? And look at the G-man just cracking up laughing. It's like, why would you do that? Luis Suarez, why would he do that? For me personally, Gordon Taylor, just like to say first and foremost, you're quick to come out and condemn Suarez again, but you were quiet over the whole John Terry thing. Once again, I've said this before about Gordon Taylor. This dude picks his spots when he likes to talk smack. But the fact of the matter is, no excusing what Suarez did. It was stupid. It was a moronic move. Flop of the week contention, definitely.
Flop of the season.
Definitely. There's no way it can benefit the club or him.
No.
And at the end of the day, there does need to be a fine levied on him. But also, in addition to that, Gordon Taylor has come out with something interesting in terms of working on anger management. Because personally, the parasitic media and the newspapers will obviously. I haven't even looked at newspapers because I can't take what they say seriously.
Cannibal of Anfield.
I can't take what the papers say seriously, because you notice whenever something negative happens, the papers are quick to castigate and label, but they never look beyond what has happened. And looking, no. There's a serious I've got a serious point here. As much as you want to laugh, G-man, I've got a serious point here. I've said to a couple of people today, and I said to you guys on WhatsApp, to me it kind of seems like Suarez is not playing with a full deck. If you get my drift, it seems like he's not playing with a full deck because, as said, this is not the first time he's done this, which makes me think, if you didn't learn your lesson the first time and you're doing it again, then he may be playing with a screw or two loose.
He does what he wants. Luis Suarez, he does what he wants.
And he eats what he wants too. But anyway.
And unlike Arsenal strikers, he scores when he wants. But anyway, leaving that one aside, you walked into that one.
This is the thing for me, right?
I think there's a psychological issue there. I think there is a deep lying psychological issue.
You know what?
I had a chat with my landlord about this.
Liverpool.
You know what?
I had. Yeah, all right.
He's obviously trying to make his way out. He's been trying hard for a year now.
Yeah, is that why he's named his daughter basically with a name that is an anagram of our home ground? Yeah, okay. Leaving that one aside, leaving what you said aside,
hey,
it's a case.
PR does wonders.
It's a kid. PR. Yeah, you're not going to change your daughter's name, but anyway, whatever. But it's a case of, I think there is a. I mean, I was chatting with my landlord Hamish about it, and I said it doesn't seem like Suarez is playing with a full deck. And what was said afterwards by, I think it was Graham Souness, was quite interesting in terms of, he's embarrassed the club. And at the end of the day, that line between genius and insanity is an extremely thin one.
Yeah, very thin.
And Suarez showed in that one match, like I said earlier, the good, the bad,
and the hungry,
and the ugly. Yeah, and the hungry. That's a good one. I like that one.
Check out that meme.
He's been waiting to make that scripted ad lib.
I'm just saying, check out that meme. It's all over the internet right now.
But it's one of them ones where he showed everything good about his game in terms of that last minute goal, which is why he's in contention for the PFA Player of the Year. But I think he can kiss that PFA Player of the Year goodbye. Now.
Oh yeah, that's
apparently the votes are already in.
No, but there's no way he can win that. No way.
Yeah, it's one. No of them way. After that kind of thing,
it will make a laughing stock of the awards.
Not necessarily. Look, it kind of will and it kind of won't.
Come on.
But at the end of the day, it's one of them ones. He's being rewarded for his goal scoring exploits. That's what the Player of the Year nomination is for. That's the thing.
Yes, but then
that's the thing. I'm polarized by this myself.
For me, no, he can't win it. For me,
mate,
he just can't.
I feel like no, actually, I'm not making that joke.
He just can't.
No, I think he's thrown it away.
Put it this way: if he gets rewarded for that, it's a PR disaster.
Yeah.
For the PFA.
But then at least the PFA can say, "Well, we've rewarded him for his goals."
No. But that should never be the case.
But you know the PFA would say that. You know the PFA would say that because they're very good at jumping on bandwagons in terms of PR. We know this already. But the thing is, it's one of them ones where you've got genius, you've got insanity, and it looks like there's a constant battle between them with Luis Suarez. Now, a lot of people are overhyping saying, "Oh, you should sack him straight away. You should sack him." And it's like, wait, what I'm saying is this: I wouldn't be surprised if we were to sell him in the summer, but at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised if we kept him at the same time. And the reason I say that is because football is such an unscrupulous sport. This is what a lot of people will forget. A lot of people will get caught up in the media hype, the media crap storm that Suarez hasn't helped and he's created. Let's be honest about it. But a lot of people will get caught up in media hype saying, "Oh yeah, he should be sacked and all this." But at the end of the day, you got to look at football in this way. Football is an extremely unscrupulous sport. Look at what Joey Barton did at the end of last season.
But he's got a screw loose.
But QPR didn't sack him. QPR didn't sack him.
They got rid of him. They got rid of him.
No, he's only on loan.
Yeah, so but they wanted to get rid of him.
They wanted to, but they couldn't.
Just like Liverpool wanted to get rid of Andy Carroll.
Suarez is a different issue. Premier League top goal scorer. I think until tonight. I think Van Persie's just taking him over tonight. But one of the Premier League's top goal scorers and a legit world-class striker. If we were to put him on the market tomorrow, you can guarantee.
Who cares? Who cares?
Guarantee buyers. But this is my point.
See, that's the difference between your club and the rest of the clubs in the league.
No.
That is the difference between your club and the rest of the clubs in the league.
Not at all. No, it isn't.
It is.
No, it isn't. And the reason being, football is an unscrupulous sport.
Right.
Alex Ferguson. I'm gonna bring it to Man United. Alex Ferguson, yeah.
Did he sack Cantona after the kung fu kick?
Wait. That's different.
No, did he? No, it's not different.
That's different.
No, it's not different. He's physically assaulted someone as well.
That's different.
So how is it different?
Okay, he physically assaulted someone for being racially abused.
Yeah.
That's different. Yeah, for being racially abused. And
but you shouldn't physically assault
everyone knew it was common around those times for those sort of slanderous things that said about French people. So it was heard around the club. So everybody knew what happened and why it happened. Yeah.
Yeah, but he still ended up getting banned for his reaction.
Anyone say, "Suarez, do you want a pretzel?" Pretzel, Suarez.
This one's done.
And then he goes, "I'm hungry now. I want to eat someone." No. But now bringing it back to reality. Yeah, I'm being honest with this. Yeah.
Back to life.
Yeah, Alex Ferguson has gotten rid of greater players than Suarez for things that they have done which he has not liked.
He got rid of Beckham for the party lifestyle. He didn't get rid of Roy Keane because at the end of the day, Keane walked out. Keane walked out on the club. You'll remember that. It was actually days after a Liverpool Man United match that Keane walked out on the club. And I bring up Roy Keane because he didn't get sacked after purposefully breaking Alf-Ingy Haaland's leg.
I just want to ask you, I'm saying that
football is an unscrupulous sport. As said, if we were to put Suarez on the market tomorrow, there would be 10, 20 buyers for him straight away.
There might be.
So you can't say that's the difference between Liverpool and everyone else, because at the end of the day, as I said, football is an unscrupulous sport. You got clubs being look at Italy. You got clubs being involved in match fixing. You got clubs fixing matches. You got clubs like Zenit St. Petersburg with a racial majority of fans, and the club ain't come out and really done anything about it. So this is what I'm saying. Football is an extremely unscrupulous sport. I'm not making excuses. I'm just telling the straight shooting one is not making excuses. The straight shooting one is telling it right down the line and saying how it's happening.
So right now, he's a bad player, but because he scores goals, he's all right.
I'm not saying he's all right. I'm not justifying anything. Like I've said,
as long as he scores 30 goals, a season, drags our club through the mud, he's all right.
No, I'm not saying that.
I'm not
saying that. Let's rewind. What did I say earlier? He's disgraced himself. He's disgraced his family, especially his daughter. He's disgraced the club as well, and the people like yours truly who support the club, because he's made us look bad with a moronic move. Yes, he's apologized for it. Yes, he's
disgraced your club. Then he disgraced your club when he jumped in front of David Moyes for that celebration, which I think was absolutely disrespectful. When Moyes said that he was a diver.
That's a disrespectful comment. But anyway, go on.
He disgraced himself when he never shook the hands of Evra. Not for the fact that he didn't shake the hands, because he didn't let anyone know in the club that he was not gonna shake the hands.
Not denying.
He disgraced himself in that whole incident anyway. You know, he disgraced himself when he bit that player when he was at Ajax. Yeah. He disgraced himself in the World Cup. How many times is he going to disgrace himself, his family, the whole world, the whole of Uruguay, and everyone else around him?
I don't know.
But he's a great player because he scores 30 goals.
No, but this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. It's one of them ones, that fine line between genius and insanity. And it's an extremely fine line. It's one of them ones. It's one of them. That's the thing. Like I said, if Suarez was put up for a transfer tomorrow, there'd be 10, 20 buyers for him straight away.
I completely agree with you.
Even with the baggage,
I completely agree with you. And
that's how unscrupulous.
That is the problem. And the other problem is once the whole hype around the incident dies down, and I'm talking about a couple of weeks from now, arguably next season, when Liverpool fans are looking at Liverpool to try
after he's been deservedly banned,
after he's trying to go make some moves to winning something, right? Here's the thing: Liverpool fans are going to forget about it. They're going to say, all right, if as long as he's up front and he's still scoring goals, everything else that happened before, perfectly fine.
But that's how unscrupulous the sport is.
But I agree with the G-man when he says, actually that's a problem with everybody else. The solution to this is the ideal solution, because of the PR complete and total disaster that this has caused. Let him go, and he doesn't play football again. Nobody touches him.
But that's not going to happen.
No,
Even if we were to let him go,
I know that that's not what's going to happen. But I'm saying to you, that is the best solution. Yeah. Right? Because here's the thing, right? It's such a basic thing. I know you was talking about potentially him having a screw loose, and him.
He's not playing with a full deck,
and that he needs help from anger management people, all the rest of it, right? You know who I'm gonna talk to on this one specifically, and I'm looking into the camera. I'm talking to you, right? Because you've got children, okay? And I'm talking about the children here because, like Helen Lovejoy, I'm thinking about the children. Here's the thing, right? And it goes as basic as this. You see your kid scrapping, okay? One of them bites the other one. The first thing that you say is, don't do that.
I think the first thing I would say would be a lot harsher than that.
Well, no, but generally then we move on to don't do that. That's what I mean, right?
No, I agree.
And we're talking about infants. Yeah, we're not talking about a full-grown man who has a daughter who had reportedly then gone on to say, actually, I need to go and change my behaviour, otherwise my wife and my daughter will not come to see me play. That's what he's allegedly said before.
Yeah, I can understand if it's a reflex action, and reflex actions normally come about if someone's whacked you in the face by accident, your instant reaction is to kind of, give them a slap back. But this doesn't denote a reflex action because he wasn't bitten in the first place. So it's a very strange reaction, a very aggressive reaction.
This is it. And
then it is.
And then you look at the previous with Bakal, where he drew blood biting him on the shoulder. I think earlier this year, he allegedly threw a punch at another player while playing for Uruguay. You're just saying to yourself,
I've heard that.
How many more incidences is it going to take? This is the thing, right? You cannot keep forgiving him, right? The problem that I have is this, and I've said it week in, week out. Football as an industry, football as a sport does not reflect the real world.
No, of course not. It's a micro. It's a micro.
Any other job, any other walk of life, he's done. He's dusted. It's over with. Yeah, that is going on his reference. He cannot get hired anywhere else unless these people are absolutely desperate.
Yeah.
Yeah, and even then, there's still a ton of questions. This isn't to do with, for me personally, it's not an anger management thing. Yeah, for me, the anger management part would have been, I'll tell you who has anger management issues, right? If you want to talk about anger management in football and players, Wayne Rooney. Wayne Rooney has anger management issues. This is not anger management. This is basic, fundamental errors in his upbringing. This is where I'm going to. I'm blaming his parents for this. Yeah, he should know better from the age of 3 years old.
Not gonna deny that.
From 3 years old, he should know better. Right? This man is not someone who should be lauded. He should not be forgiven for this. But my problem is, I totally agree with John Barnes. John Barnes was like, all this talk about letting him go, stupid. All this talk about him not being allowed to play football anymore, stupid. It is. I don't agree with it. Don't agree with it at all. But it's I'm just saying, why? Why have you gone and done this? When he's having such a good season, you know, why have you gone and put yourself in the spotlight like this again, right? Yeah. And then he goes to apologise, right? You know what my issue with this is? If you have the common sense to then go and apologise,
why do it in the first place? Yeah.
You know what? I'm dropping the mic. I'm leaving.
No, exactly. No, I'm not. You're not getting any disagreement out of me for that. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a case of why would you do it? That's what I don't get. But the thing is, I've said for a long time, I don't agree with football players being looked upon as role models. And you guys know I've said this for a very long time. Because most footballers, if they had a brain, they'd be out playing with it. So it's one of them was, at the end of the day, I don't think I have never been in agreement with football players being role models. You gotta look at these guys. There's rumors of drugs in football. There's people. There's philanderers in football. There's a lot that goes on behind the scenes that we don't know about. We only hear about certain things.
I just want to add 2 bites to this conversation, because
I see what you've done there.
Yeah. But it was great. But just to add to it, is the fact that you just said, look, Suarez shouldn't be banned. He shouldn't be. I
didn't say he shouldn't be banned.
Wait. Not banned from football forever. Yeah, I agree with that. But Suarez moving on from Liverpool, well, I disagree with that, because at the end of the day, me personally, if it was someone from my club, I wouldn't want him around. But that's just me personally.
All right.
That's just me personally.
If it would be different if the shoe was on the other foot.
It would be different.
And I've said this before.
It would be different. I wouldn't want him around, because I think I would think that's disgraceful.
Yeah, but it's a case of would your club remember,
I couldn't sit there and, even utter the words of any sort of understanding. There ain't no understanding for what he did. But
I'm not saying. I
couldn't talk about 30 goals or 20 goals or 10 goals or a great header in the final.
What I will warn you of is this: don't be like most morons on Twitter who are believing the papers and who have not formed their own opinion and are sitting on top of Mount Olympus saying, if it was my club, I wouldn't want to do that. Because a lot of people fall into that trap.
As I said
but then
yesterday,
when it happens to their club, they go dark.
As I said yesterday, WhatsApp, the boy who cried wolf. That's Suarez, the boy who cried wolf. He's done so many things, so many times. It just notches up. People remember, but they forget. They remember, they forget. Yeah. But for every incident that happens, it strikes back. People got loads of different information to go. It's like Wikipedia. Bam, Suarez done that. You've got so much to read up about.
Right, not the most credible academic source, but anyway, I'll leave that one aside.
But like the boy who cried wolf, that's what happened. It's like there was just so many times that the boy cried wolf. No one wanted to listen. Suarez, there's so many times you can apologize. No one wants to listen. That's what's happening.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, that's how I feel. There
is a bone of truth in that.
That's how I feel about it. It's such a fundamental thing that you can't even say he's got it wrong. It's not. There's no right or wrong in it. It just shouldn't have happened.
Yeah,
full
no,
stop.
of course.
And I'm just like, there are so many incidences with this guy over and over and over again. And the footballing community goes and says, well, you know what? Because he's a footballing genius, it's okay. It's not okay. None of it is okay. There is no room in the game of football for somebody like that. I'm sorry, there isn't.
But the game of it. But my point is, the game of football will excuse it. They will excuse it. Look at guys like Gaza, George Best. Mate, it's one of them was Paul Gascoigne at one point was beating his wife. People were letting that slide because he was a footballing genius. Yeah, he had his demons. But people were like, oh, that's a shame that he's doing that. Oh, but look at him on the pitch. He's poetry in motion.
But society as a whole had a problem with that.
Of course. But football
a society as a whole had a problem with wife beating around that time. It was something that was happening in households around. It was something that was happening around households.
Domestic abuse is a disgrace and it should never ever happen. But because football is such a microcosm of society, it's that a lot of things you can get away with in football, you wouldn't be able, as Jesse said, you wouldn't be able to get away with in normal life. Yeah. I'm not excusing. It's like, you could get me misconstrued if you want, but at the end of the day, I'm not excusing what Suarez did. No way. Whether it be Facebook, Twitter, WhatsApp, wherever, even live right now, I am not excusing what the man did. As said, he's disgraced his club, he's disgraced his family, he's disgraced especially his little daughter as well. He's disgraced everyone. But the fact of the matter is, as said, football is such an unscrupulous game. It's so unscrupulous. Mate, people are willing to people within the game are willing to bankrupt clubs just for the sake of winning a trophy. Portsmouth, for instance. Look how unscrupulous the game is. Tapping up. Look, the game is so unscrupulous. After events like players biting other people, yeah, those kind of players should be shunned. Those players should be shunned and marginalised. But at the end of the day, if you're gonna do that, at least try and help the person first. This is what a lot of people are gonna miss. Like I've said, I don't think Suarez is playing with a full deck. And for me, if someone's not playing with a full deck, get them some psychiatric help. Get them some help.
Look, for me, right, it's such a basic thing, right? For me, it's so far beyond getting psychiatric help. Psychiatric help doesn't come into it. Yeah,
I think it needs to.
For me, no, but
not even just for football. Look, not even just for football, but in life generally.
Look, this is the thing, yeah. If he, as an individual, is gonna go and teach his daughter not to go and bite people, yeah, this is him as a parent, him as a dad saying to his daughter, Delphina, who happens to be Alan Graham all the rest, don't bite people. Yeah, because it's not right. It's not something that we do. But this is the thing. Yeah, well, I'm your dad. It's so basic that you're telling children, it's still the children, no, don't hit one another. No, don't bully each other. No, don't bite each other. How has he gone to that point? This is my point.
It's beyond me as well.
So offering him help, no, it's beyond help. Yeah,
I don't think it is beyond help.
The door is that way for Luis Suarez. Stay on the other side of that door. Don't come in.
Question for you: if it was Van Persie, would you say the same thing?
Yes, I would. Unequivocally, I would.
I hope so.
Because I'm like this. I'm like,
I believe you too in what you're saying.
The problem for me, with the it's not him kicking somebody. Yeah, it's not him elbowing somebody in a challenge. It's not something that is natural in the flow of the game. That's the thing for me. It's not natural in the flow of the game. It's not even a reckless challenge that happens to go and break somebody's leg and ruin somebody's career.
That's done on purpose.
It's not even that. This is my point. If it's all of that, you can go and say, well, you know what? In the game of football, these things kind of happen. Biting somebody,
snapping someone's leg on purpose, that happened.
I mean in terms of going in for an actual tackle. That's what I mean. The element of going for a tackle. That's the part of it that's more or less natural. The fact that it was deliberate, that he did it like that, knowing that he was going to go and do that, I'm not excusing Roy Keane for that. I'm not. That's why whenever he opens his mouth about anything to do with dangerous tackling, I'm just like, look.
But that's why the Nani thing, I was like, mate, no, Keane, no.
Even though he was right, he was the wrong person to be talking anything.
Yeah.
For me, in regards to that. But this is my thing. It's not something that would have naturally occurred in a football match. So I'm just like, look, bottom line, There's no excuse in it. Stop, mollycoddling this guy. Stop going and saying it's acceptable. It's not acceptable.
I don't think anyone is saying. There's probably people that are saying it's acceptable.
This is my issue, right? You know why I'm saying that people are welcoming him back with open arms, all the rest of it. After the fine, he's gonna go back to training. Yeah, if he does get suspended by the FA, he's gonna go back to playing in the Premier League. Yeah, and he shouldn't. It is such a basic level thing that not even a child would do it. So why are you rewarding this man by letting him continue to be in the game of football?
And his teammates are wearing free Louis t-shirts.
Oh, this one's dumb. These don't think this is free yayo, like this.
No,
this one's stupid.
No. But I tell you what I tell you what will happen after this.
Louis,
right? I don't know who does the catering, but they're gonna have to go and step their game up. I'm sorry. They're gonna have to that pre-match meal obviously wasn't enough. I'm just saying.
I got a question for the Skypers in the house. Does anyone want to jump in on this from Skype? Because we got Mike Harneman, we got Big T, Tom Hewitt, and we got Umbreen Ali. Does anyone want to jump in on this point?
I have to say something that Gav said off the mic. It's too funny. He says we need to bring back the halftime oranges, especially for Luis Suarez.
Oh my God! Oh, this one's stupid. Does anyone from Skype want to jump in before we move on? All right.
Sorry, yeah. Mike wants to say something.
All right, Mike, shoot.
Yeah, basically what I was going to say was with Suarez it's like, just seeing it, it's like, really? I don't know what come over him in that moment. I don't know. It's just the most, the real thing to see on the football pitch, to be honest, and it's just, totally, what was he doing?
Exactly. Wait, what's up with that? Pure and simple, we got that segment later. But it's there's no excusing it, and there's no understanding it either, really. But
I think, basically as well, what you were saying was that he'll serve his ban and he'll come for it back. That's exactly what I think will happen as well, and I don't see why it should, because, it's not the first time it's happened as well. It's happened at his Ajax, at his previous club as well. So it's kind of showing that he's, it's not the first time and he's not actually learning anything.
Well, there's something wrong that needs to be addressed, because as much as it's the easy way out to just castigate, label, and sack someone, it takes a lot more effort to actually help someone.
Yeah, I see. But this is the thing,
and potentially it's going to be a lot more productive if you help someone.
I do agree with you. Yeah, but are you really, really, really trying to tell me that after the first time when he goes and bites your guy Bakal like he's some sort of vampire, because he drew blood? This is the thing. He legitimately drew blood. Yeah, are you really trying to tell me that they didn't try and help him after that incident?
Well, he got banned, and that was the last game he played for Ajax.
No,
so we don't know what happened behind the scenes.
Right, and then even
he didn't get fired.
No, but this is the other thing, right? The other thing about it for me is this, right? Are you really trying to tell me that because he's gone and taken responsibility by apologizing straight away, that he within himself didn't go and say, well, actually I have a problem, I need to go and seek out some help myself? Are you really trying to tell me that he's not responsible enough an adult to go and do that? Because this is my...
I'm saying there's deeper issues there.
But this is my fundamental problem is this, right? This same guy that's done this has a kid.
Yeah.
And is raising a kid. But that is my fundamental issue.
For me, that's even more reason to help the guy. That's even more reason to try and help reform him. Even more reason. Because the fact that he is actually bringing up a child. As said, it's the easy way out to get rid and sack someone without trying to help them.
See, now,
you can slap someone with a fine, you can slap someone with a ban, but unless you get to the root of the problem, you're never going to solve the problem. This problem could get a hell of a lot worse. Biting people on a football pitch is one thing, but it could get worse. This is the thing. If you don't help someone at some point, then when the crap hits the fan and it gets even worse, people will always be like, oh, you should have helped him. But at the time, those same people were like, no, just get rid, get shot.
What is he, a baby?
I don't know.
Let's see. But
This is what I'm saying.
No,
I don't know if the guy's playing with a full deck or not.
No, but
that's the scary thing.
This is my thing, right? This is my thing. If it was the first time and there wasn't previous history, I would be all for everything that you're saying. I'd be like, you know what? Yeah, that's what we need to do. But it's not the first time.
Mate, if someone's a repeat offender, they clearly need some sort of reform. Clearly. Just look at our justice system, for instance.
You know what? My sort of reform
look how many chances people get.
My sort of reform would be get in the police dogs, get in the police, shoot him, and just kill him like any other dog. Because he like you said, he's harmful to his own child. You know what I mean? You got a dangerous dog who bites people. Yeah, you're gonna put him down. Suarez needs putting down. He's an animal.
This one's so dumb.
But Big T, what did you want to say?
First of all, Gary, you know when you said that, I had to think of the ROTW, aka the New Age Outlaws. I mean, you were thinking of like the new tag team of Ryback, Rick Steiner, the ROTW. You could have a new trio tag team called the Doghouse, if you know what I'm saying. See, that's my wrestler or food, more, something like that. But on a serious note, right, Luis Suarez, what he did, utterly disgraceful. It shouldn't be allowed in the game or in life whatsoever. I hope he does get a long ban because he deserves it. And he's let down, like you all said, his family, the fans, everybody. He shouldn't be doing that, and it's a disgrace. But I'm going to drop you with a pipe bomb, and that's another obligatory wrestling reference. If you can guess that one, I give you 10 points, like GTA. But seriously,
I got it.
What I think, I knew he could get it because he's smart. What you've got to realise, Liam, you're probably going to disagree with me with this, but I'm going to say this to you. If you sold Luis Suarez, right, just say if you did, got a bit of money for him, right? Think of the players who you could get for Luis Suarez, for the amount of money you could get. I posted in the Skype chat. Say if you sold Luis Suarez, right?
Yeah.
You could get players like Michu, Kevin Gamera of Paris Saint-Germain. I could name players. You could buy 2 class strikers. You could get Michu, who should be on the Player of the Year. You could get players like that. Imagine Michu, Kevin Gamero, Andy Carroll who comes back. I rate him, he's a very good player. Mate, you would have a very good team. Just because you've got one player doesn't mean he's going to make your team, like Steven Gerrard. And I'm not dissing Liverpool because I actually like them. I think that maybe selling Luis Suarez and getting a few extra players in like Michu or Kevin Gamero, or I could list them all. Yeah. You could have players, decent players, not just one standout, decent players, because if you had those sorts of players at your team, they would make a difference. Yes, Luis Suarez is a world-class player, but he's letting that team down. And I personally think, as you were saying, Liam, I think he might have some mental issues, and I don't mean that in no disrespect whatsoever. If he's got mental issues, help him out. He needs help. He needs any medical treatment he can get, but I think he should do that, and I don't mean this in no disrespect. I think he should move to somewhere else where he will get the proper help, and it will benefit Liverpool, because not only will they make money, they will have the money to buy players like, as I keep saying, Michu, who I think would benefit the Liverpool team, Kevin Gamero, France international striker who scores goals for fun for PSG. You've got Andy Carroll coming back, Daniel Sturridge. I know I'm going off point a bit, but see it from a different perspective. If you can buy 4 players for Luis Suarez, I'm going to ask you, Liam, directly this. Is it worth it?
If they're quality players and they're doing the job that he can do, it might be that time.
Yeah, I mean, just look at me.
But that's a big if.
He scored.
It's a big if. It's a big if, because it's one of them ones. Like I said, Liverpool Chelsea showed the good, the bad, and the downright absolute ugly of his game. It was genius and insanity in the same game. That's the thing for me.
And you know what? I see where you're going with that, Big T. I do. And for me, right, I'm just looking at it and saying this is that. Oh, I want to say goodnight to Umbreen as well, because obviously she has.
Umbreen, take it easy.
Her other feisty bunch to go and deal with. Yeah. But no, the thing for me is such a PR nightmare, and it's not even the first time. Right, this is a guy that's going to keep on doing this, because every single time he has done something similar, the footballing society has turned around and said, you know, actually, it's okay. We forgive you. And then he does it again. And I'm just like, there's only so many times that you can keep on doing something and be forgiven until people run out of patience. And right about now, to be honest with you, I've washed my hands of him.
But a lot of that has been said about Joey Barton as well. There's only so much.
Listen, for all of the stuff that he's been saying on Twitter about other players and stuff that's happened before, I was already done with him. For me, I'm not following him on Twitter. I don't find him amusing. He's not entertaining to me. Yeah, and to be honest with you, I think Marseille are a better team with him on the bench, or better yet, out of the stadium. I'll tell you what, I'll go as far as to say this. Marseille are a better team with him still tweeting on Twitter.
Oh, mate.
Yeah, they're a better team. They're a better club. And they don't have to go and deal with all of the incidents that he's involved in, that he creates himself. And it's the same thing with Luis Suarez. The only problem is that for him, with Suarez, it's far worse.
He's a world-class player.
That's
a huge difference.
There is that. But the incidences are also far worse. Far more catastrophic when you look at how they're going to have to go and manage that.
I don't know. With Barton, that's quite a weird one because Barton's done time. Because at the end of the day, you got to look at this realistically. Barton's done time in jail, stubbing out a cigarette in another human being's eye. That is worse than biting someone and drawing blood. That's potentially blinding someone for life, and it was a young player as well. It's one of them ones, and the guy's done jail time.
No,
I think those are worse.
No,
in the grand scheme of things,
I do agree with you.
They are worse.
I do agree with you on that, and that's why for me, like I say to you, Joey Barton's not a topic for me. Yeah, I don't want to talk about that guy.
Yeah, I can't blame you.
Yeah, like I say, I will leave him outside for all the good that he's going to go and do me. Yeah, he's not going to do me any good. That's what, if I was a Marseille fan, I wouldn't want him. QPR fan wouldn't want him. Fan of football full stop wouldn't want him. So I'm just like this, right? With this incident, I'm just saying that for me, it's not even that the incident has happened. It's just how many times are you going to keep doing this? Do you know what I mean? And if you keep on forgiving somebody who's going to keep on hurting you, after a while, that person's not to blame. It's you.
It's not me, it's you.
Straight up.
If
you keep on letting somebody do something to you over and over again, this is it. We are accomplices. We are facilitating.
We're enablers, aren't we?
We're enabling Luis Suarez to continue to do this.
When Suarez scored, my reaction was, oh God, it had to be him. That was my reaction. Not even, oh my God, yes. It had to be him. Because it had to be.
That's it. Because
that's the strangest thing.
At that point, right, when that happened, I'm saying to myself, Liverpool should be down to 9 men.
In theory.
That's what I'm saying. Should be down to 9 men.
But you know what, yeah? It must have been one of them ones where all I can say is, you know what? We love football debate. We love football banter as well. You know, Suarez must have been thinking this with Ivanovic. And instead of that, but with Suarez, it's just like, Uruguay! Maybe. I don't know, man. But I had to end the segment on a joke, man. Bugger it.